Welcome to another inspiring episode of Retinal Realities. As we journey through stories that illuminate resilience, we pause this week to honor a significant global occasion, International Yoga Day, celebrated annually on the 21st of June. This day symbolizes the universal appeal of yoga as a practice that unites body, mind, and spirit. Rooted in the ancient Indian philosophy, yoga transcends inner and outer boundaries, offering balance, peace, and strength. Today, we are privileged to welcome our remarkable guest, Claudette Medefindt, the Secretary of Retina South Africa and a prestigious yoga teacher whose very presence exudes serenity and grace. Claudette, welcome to Retinal Realities. It is an honor to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Sonia. And to speak about yoga particularly, I'm really privileged.
So I thought we'd just ask you a few questions to kick off with the first one. I read a profound quote from the Bhagavad Gita that says, yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. Can you tell us what those words mean to you? So what is yoga?
Well, as you said in your introduction, yoga is an ancient system of philosophy, of movement, and of breathing. It's being practiced in many forms for thousands of years in the East, but actually only came to the West in the early 20th century. There are many types of yoga, many limbs of yoga, as we call it. And the one I want to talk particularly about tonight is Hatha yoga. Now, ha is the sun, and Tha is the moon. And this denotes the balance, trying to bring balance between body and mind, and of course the spirit. There are also many schools of yoga. I actually learned in the Shivananda school, which is a very slow, gentle type of yoga that focuses mostly on body movements and breathing. There are other dynamic types of yoga, for example, Ashtanga or Vinyasa, that might appeal to the more energetic or the younger people. There are so many different types that I think everybody who wants to try yoga should try as many types as they can, and they will find the type that suits them. And we always say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Wow. And that is very true. There's so many different types. You get heated rooms and cold rooms and different movements and different paces, which I think stands out for me the most. So, Claude, can you please share your personal journey with us and how it has intertwined with your experience of vision loss?
Well, as a youngster, I was very sporty. I was very athletic. I loved to run and I played hockey. In fact, I represented the provincial team in the junior under 21. That's how good I was. No bragging. But at 25, I had lost so much peripheral vision that I had to stop playing hockey because, I have retinitis pigmentosa, and early 20s is when you actually start to lose fields appreciably. So I couldn't play hockey in the first team, and I dropped out of the first team and I stopped playing hockey. I was dragged kicking and screaming by my sister to a yoga class. I thought I would hate it, and I was very surprised to find that I actually loved it. I did yoga for 2 years, and then I decided I would like to become a yoga instructor, and I took a 2-year teacher course, and I taught at my home studio for about 40 years in Benoni. But now that I've moved to Cape Town, I actually teach a lot of my students online.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Over the years, I've realized how important yoga is, not only in maintaining my health, but also maintaining my vision. Yoga is all about balance and energy. And we know in our busy world today, we have so much stress. And that stress is very detrimental to our health. And for example, the postures, even the inverted posture. I'm not saying everybody must go and stand on their head, but at least get your head below your body. This increases the blood flow to the brain and to the retina.
Thank you for that, Claude. And as a yoga teacher living with a vision impairment, do you find that your vision loss impacts your ability to teach the practice?
Well, it did worry me in the beginning. But what happened is I've been very lucky. I think because of my yoga and also my lifestyle, I've maintained good central vision. Many people with RP at my age have actually got very little central vision. But what I do is when the students enter the class, I always told them I have a visual problem and their job is to look, to watch me and to listen, to develop a sense of proprioception. That is when you understand where your body is in your personal space. That loss of vision has made me focus on what I do must be perfect because people are watching me and copying me. I never push or pull a person into a position because I think that infringes on their personal space. They must be aware to develop this mind-body connection and to listen to the body. I always say to the students, listen to your body first and the teacher second. Then you need to get to a point where your balance and your posture and your confidence are all tied up and developed by the practice of yoga. And this is especially important for people with vision loss.
Yeah, I definitely believe that, especially about personal space. And then, do you believe that your continued yoga practice has in any way influenced your experience of vision loss, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally?
I think that my yoga has contributed significantly to the slower rate of degeneration that I have in my particular case. As I said with RP, you have loss of peripheral vision and very little central vision. But my central vision is very well preserved. I can still read my screen and I can do a lot of visual tasks. Yoga is all about energy, about the prana as it flows throughout the body. And we know that diet and breathing can contribute to your health and your vision. So it's important to actually maintain as healthy a lifestyle as possible. You know, in the East, they had no history of medical dissection in their healthcare. They experienced holistically what was good or bad for their bodies. What was the influence of food, of movement, of breath on the functionality of the entire body? Just for example, the gut. Yogis have known how important the gut is and have stressed it's important to keep a healthy gut. We call it Manipura chakra, and that is chakra is a wheel of energy that's highly concentrated energy in the body. And we know that in your gut, when you get stressed, you actually feel it in your tummy. So we have to make sure that we have a healthy gut. No stress. When you stress, the gut actually influences the production of those stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that affect you very negatively. We know that in today, we're all talking about the gut microbiome and how important it is. So we know that the breath can actually change you from that fight or flight system where you're producing these stress hormones to a state of rest and digest. And actually, what we're trying to do is leave the sympathetic nervous system and get into the parasympathetic nervous system where the feel-good hormones are produced like dopamine and serotonin and endorphins and oxytocin. And we can help get out of that when you know you're in that stress state. We can actually get out of that very easily with breathing. And we know that diet, light, and what you eat is very important in controlling this change from fight or flight to rest and digest. So your posture, blood flow are all important on your energy. And we know that the mitochondria now in the cells are the energy sources of the body. And we hope that this mindfulness, this yoga, slowly getting into this calm, controlled state where you're not stressing about what happened yesterday or catastrophizing what might happen tomorrow, that you actually need to get into a state of calmness, of control, where you actually are changing your state. Hopefully, also when you're breathing, you're actually engaging your prefrontal cortex, which is the executive part of your brain, and engaging that to change your state. And a lot of the breathing exercises and the postures in yoga are designed to create this state of calmness, of control, and a feeling of completeness.
That's amazing. Thank you for that detailed explanation of how yoga has positively impacted each segment physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, I guess. So, with this very insightful explanation that you just shared with us, could you perhaps share with our listeners a few simple, accessible yoga or mindfulness exercises that they can incorporate into their daily routines, especially, like you said, when we tend to feel stressed or uneasy or struggle to sleep? Do you have some exercise?
In our limited time, I hope I'm going to just give people a taste of what yoga can do. The first thing I want to teach is mindful breathing. So I want them just to sit very comfortably with their feet flat on the floor, their hands in their lap, their spine straight. So if you're sitting slouched forward in your chair, just shiver yourself a little bit back so that your spine is straight and your shoulders are relaxed and down, and you close your eyes. Now, I want you just to become aware of your breath. Don't change it. Become aware. What kind of breath is it? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Are you breathing through your nose? Are you breathing through your mouth? And where's your breath landing? And I want you to change that to a mindful breath. We're going to breathe in through the nostrils, and we're going to try and take the breath right to the bottom of the lungs, what we call abdominal breathing. So you want to get the breath as close to the belly as you can. You breathe in through the nostrils, you're going to take it down, and then you're going to hold it for a second or two and let the breath escape slowly through the nostrils, controlling the breath with the back of the throat. So let's just try that. Slowly breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in right down to your tummy and breathing out. Now try adding, I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out as you do it. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. That simple breath, if you practice it, can be a great stress reliever, change your state. I want you just to do a little bit of a twist, just to cleanse your internal organs. As you're sitting in your chair with your feet flat, just take your left hand right across your body and grasp the arm of the chair or the seat of the chair. If you haven't got an arm, take your right arm out of the way, straight spine, and just pulling on the arm or the seat. I want you just to twist to the right, not the chin. The neck is neutral, but just pull on the chair and feel how as you're pulling, your right hip is rotating backwards and you're having pressure on the internal organs. That's what you're supposed to feel. Breathe, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. One more. And slowly come out. 3 breaths are good, 5 or better. We do the other side. Bring your right arm across your body. Catch hold of the arm of the chair or the seat of the chair. Straight spine. Breathe. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And relax. And now you're going to just stand up. Tall. Your spine straight. Hands by your sides. Breathe in. Lift the arms right up. Bring your palms together, stretch tall as you hold the breath, and then breathe out, lowering the arms. And again, you'll do that at least 3 to 5 times to really get that sense of getting the air right throughout your lungs. And one of the most important things that you can do Anytime you are wanting to do a little bit of exercise, sitting in your chair, at your computer, watching television, wherever, just as you're sitting now, straight spine, and just lift your heels and lower them. Lift your heels and lower them. Lift your heels and lower. If you do that 50 times a day, you're really pumping the blood through the legs and you're getting your improved circulation to your legs. It's really fantastic for such a simple exercise. So we're going to do a little bit of our exercises. I'm just going to show you and you can practice them on your own. We're just going to look straight ahead. Again, shoulders relaxed and slightly back, chin nicely balanced, tilted very gently forward, straight spine. And you're just going to, without moving your head, you're just going to swing your eyes to the right and to center and swing them to the left. Remember to breathe. And to the right and to the left. We're only going to do 2. You should do about at least 5 or 10. Drop your eyes towards your cheeks and lift your eyes up. You're not moving your head, just the eyes up, down, and up again 5 or 6 times. And we're going to do a diagonal up to the right and down to the left. Up to the right and down to the left again. Remember to do a few more than we're doing now, not too fast. Up to the left, don't make yourself dizzy. Down to the right, breathe. Up to the left and down to the right, breathe. And we're just going to circle the eyes, look up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, and up. And reverse, keep breathing. Up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, and relax. And one of the most important things that we can teach you is how to combat screen vision fatigue. You know, we all, especially with people with a vision problem, we look at our screens all day. It's our mode of communication after all. So you need to give your eyes a break. Don't look at your screen for more than 20 minutes. Put your timer on your phone. And after 20 minutes, you're going to look away from your screen as far as you can. If you have an open window, that's great. You can look 20 meters away just for 20 seconds. And then you're going to blink 20 times as you bring your head back to your screen. Blink, 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 blink. That keeps your eyes lubricated. And if you've got dry eyes, you're probably not blinking enough. Increase your blink rate. So also what you need to do is remember to look at your diet. You need to eat a healthy diet. Junk food is literally just that. It is junk. Try and eat mostly a vegetarian diet. If you have a little bit of animal protein, it's not the end of the world, but most of your diet should be vegetables, legumes, seeds, and nuts. Drink lots of water. Try to avoid fizzy drinks. We're not even talking about the effect of the carbohydrates and sugars on diabetic retinopathy. That's subject for another day. Moving your arms, moving your legs, and try out yoga. You know, there's so many online courses today. Just go and try one that works for you.
Definitely going to try, especially after your little exercise. Thank you for sharing that, Claw, especially the eye yoga. Am I correct in saying that that has a direct positive effect on the optic nerve?
They don't know. We can't prove it because we haven't
Okay.
clinical trial, but we know keeping the eyes vital is very important, and that includes the optic nerve because, you know, vision loss can occur through any of the cells in the front of the eye and at the back of the eye. We're particularly concerned about retina, and if you want to know more about retina, please go onto our website and look at our Back to Basics course, which will tell you all about how the eye works.
Thank you, Claw. Last question to wrap up. There is a popular saying that I read, and it goes, yoga is not about touching your toes. It's about what you learn on the way down. With that said, many people may feel intimidated in joining a yoga class. What is your message to them to actually get going and get over their fear?
You know, there's a lot of so-called chair yoga online. It's not really yoga, but it's chair exercises. Start to learn your body. Every journey starts with the first step. And even if that's a very small step, just start moving. Get off your chair, get off your couch, and just start stretching and opening the body, walking up and down, holding the back of the chair. You can walk up and down, lifting your knees, and slowly get into this proprioception, the sense of where your body is. When you start caring for your body, it will start responding to you with vibrant health and energy. Just give your body a chance.
Claudette, thank you for your wisdom that you've shared with us. Your journey does seem to be a very powerful reminder that yoga is not simply a physical discipline, but also a way of seeing, feeling, and connecting with our own selves, our inner selves. And as it is taught in the philosophy of yoga, the light within me honors the light within you. Namaste and thank you for your time.
Namaste to you and all the listeners. And I really hope that this time next year, we might even have an advanced online day with all our VIPs who are now firmly entrenched in the practice of yoga. Namaste.
That's a fantastic idea. That's a fantastic idea for next year. To our listeners, please remember to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. All our details can be found on our website, retinasa.org.za. Thank you.
Thank you.